¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video on my channel, guys. Today we're going to be focusing on silver main Baek Yoonho. And yo, this version, let me tell you this, there is no better boss killer in the game. Literally. Like, the thing about this character, right? He's sort of a glass cannon for some, and for some he's probably one of the best characters there is. Right, so the thing about him is he dishes out immense damage due to his bleed mechanics on top of everything, right? So he becomes stronger also as his HP decreases, and that is where the whole let's say the problematic issue with him starts. But let's jump into some details. So in terms of artifacts, the best way to build this guy is actually with solid foundation set, because this one actually increases his basic attack damage by 18% and it increases the core attack damage by 18%, plus it charges the user's core gauge by 60. So this set is actually awesome for him. You could also go with the armed or the toughness set. However, up top, it's definitely the solid foundation. As for the jewelry set, definitely the Berserker set has been made for him, because due to his mechanics of how he works, he will lose damage during a fight. And this set actually helps him to dish out more damage, right? So when the user has 50 HP or less, their damage dealt increased by 15%, and the 4-piece set effect ups the HP condition but increases the effect of his damage increase. So that set is basically just made for him. Now you could also run the champion of the field, the champion on the field, or the expert set. Those are also viable options, but again, as I said, the Berserker set is just made for him. Now looking at his weapon, obviously he has an SSR weapon, right? So the thing about this weapon, it increases the user's basic attack by a specific percentage, and when the user's basic attack hits, takes damage equal to 0.5% of current HP, but deals damage equal to 0.2% of current HP to target. So he basically loses damage, but he dishes out more damage, right? That's the thing about him. Again, as I mentioned, he's sort of a glass killer, right? A glass cannon. So if you're trying to complete missions of a whatever stage and where it says don't fall below a specific percentage of HP, you don't want to take him, because he is probably not going to help you fulfill that required objective, right? However, if you're looking to just kill a boss as fast as possible, then he's actually the way to go, right? So let's look at the other option. So the other option, actually the best other option, is the Steel Dagger, because this one increases basic attack damage by 16%, and that is actually the most free-to-play friendly weapon you could choose for him. Now, in terms of his stats and what you want to be focusing on, now generally speaking, his kit scales of his attack. So you want to be up in his attack. So attack, if you have a helmet, go for attack first. For boots, always try and go for the critical hit damage increase. For the bracelet, definitely go for dark damage percentage increase. For ring, go also with the attack percentage increase, right? So these are always the main stats you want to be going with. This is regardless of whatever set you're equipping the character with, you always want to go with those main stats. As for substats, you always want to try prioritize attack first, then HP, because since he's going to be losing a lot of HP, you will be wanting him to have a bit more HP. So you want to try and focus on HP, second to attack, and last but not least, definitely critical hit damage, because he needs to be dealing damage. Now, in terms of skill priority, you want to actually prioritize his basic skills first, because he has a very fast attack phase where he basically is able to attack very fast, right? Apart from that, the basic skills are also not bad. The second basic skill also gives him sort of a super armor effect, which increases his basic attack damage and attack speed by 30% on top, and it increases the damage taken by 15%, deals continuous damage equal to 4%. So this is actually the thing that makes him dish out extreme damage. So whenever you face in a boss and you're activating this, you will be dealing extremely much more damage in comparison to 4. As you can see, the basic attacks will deal 30% more damage. However, that's where the glass cannon comment comes into play again. You need to be careful, because he will be taking much more damage himself. Now, other options what you should be focusing on also on top of that would be support skill, because this one increases his attack by 20%. So whenever he swaps in, boom, you want to straight up activate this and you're good to go, and you will be dealing more damage. Now, his QTE skill is also something that can be leveled up, but it's not really that much of use. But then again, it comes with his ultimate skill, because this one, he will increase his damage increase by 10%, again for every 10% of his HP loss. So this is actually very good if you like lose a lot of HP, obviously due to his mechanics, and if you do get attack here and there. This will be helping you at times very much out, because when you look at the skill level up, how much what is the damage increase at level 10? So at level 10 he's almost dealing 4,000% more damage based off the user's attack. So this is actually crazy. So yeah. Now, in terms of team compositions you want to be running this guy with, it's difficult, right? You could be trying to run a team where he gets support and where he gets help to stay above wars, right? But the thing about him is he's basically, the lower his HP gets, the higher his attack becomes, right? And especially his basic attacks hit like a truck. So it's really a question, right? Do you want to run support characters which are able to heal? Then if you want to do so, a good option would be, for example, Min Byung-gun, and you could also run someone like Lee Jo-hee in there as an SR support unit, right? Or you could run Jo Jin-ho. He's also very good as a support, right? Because Silvermane is just a straight up brute. Like, he is just a straight up brute. Then again, if you don't really want to have help and you're good enough with dodging and staying above waters, then the suggestion would be also to go with a full breaker team. So you want to try and have him as the third spot. So ideally go with third or even first, because you may want to level him, push up his activation gauge up. So it depends how you want to play it, right? And as for breakers, you could run someone like the normal Baek Yoonho, and someone like, not her, you could run Seo Ji-woo or Emma. Those are actually the good options. Now, generally speaking, if you are a free-to-play player, the base copy is actually sufficient. If you are a spender, then A1 or A3 or anything up to A5 is crazy, because A1 actually unfolds his true potential, because this will, when he is in his extreme attack beast form, it will increase his critical hit rate and critical hit damage 3% for 1 second, every 1 second for 10 seconds, so basically by 30%. When the user's HP is 30% or below, decreases damage taken by 15%, which ups a bit of his survivability, right? His A2, on the other hand, will be increasing his HP by 10%, which he will be needing. His A3 is actually one of the best ones, because this one increases the basic and core attack damage, increase effect to bleeding targets by 40%. Like, yo, he is literally made to shred single targets, like single target boss fights. This character, he's actually the one you want to be getting, right? And apart from that, obviously, the A4 again increases his general basic attack damage by 40% on top of that, which is just insane. His A5 is also again crazy, because it changes the user skill ratio damage increase equal to 80% of HP lost. Like, as you can see, he's made and built to deal extreme amounts of damage if you're able to play him, right? So pros, definitely is an easy character to build, and even without his ultimate, one of the best damage dealers, and actually probably the best single target shredder in the entire game, right? But again, his losing damage kind of thing is really hard to get by for a lot of players, and again, he's not really a character for casual players, because it does take a lot of time to get used to, and obviously, yeah, you gotta be able to dodge with him, right? But anyways, that was my review and build guide for Silvermane Baek Yoonho. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think about this character, and as always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.